Hello my TBDs, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Bondi Sands Aero aerated self-tanning foam. Okay, this is going around. The hype is real with this product, and I wanted to share with you my thoughts after using it, being a newbie, a beginner to the self-tanning world. So if you want to see my thoughts, keep on watching the video, and if you like me reviewing a self-tanning type of items, because I think it's kind of fun, and why not? We're in quarantine, what else are we going to do? Be sure to give this video a thumbs up so I know and I can keep them on coming. I have some other ones in mind that I would love to try out as well. And don't forget to subscribe because I do upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I tested this guy out. This has been on my skin now for about 5.5 days. So I applied this on Monday. When I'm filming this, it's Saturday. Okay, so I've had this on for a few days. This product was a whopping $30, way more than I would ever pay for any type of self-tanner ever. I recently did a video on the Jergens gradual self-tanner that you apply in shower, and that one was really good and super affordable. That one was, I think, like $7 or $8, or maybe 10, between 8 and 10 bucks. And this one was 30. Now, this is a very different kind of tan than that one. This is an instant tan where you leave it on for a few hours and then you shower and you'll be very, very tan. The Jergens one is definitely a gradual. You have to apply it every day. So I'm going to share some of the pros and cons of this product that might be helpful for you guys that have not tried it and maybe are interested in trying it out. There are 7.6 fluid ounces of product. It does come in a foam and it does have a color guard. So when you spray this, it's very moussey and you rub it all over your skin. It was very easy to see where I missed and where I got the product because you did have a color guard, which I really appreciated. I would have been weirdly tan in some areas and like pale white in others if this did not have a color guard, because I did have to go over it a few times to make sure that I got every little crevice of my body. So this took a lot longer to apply than I was thinking. This took maybe like an hour to apply this to my skin, maybe like 45 minutes. It took me a while because I did like my entire body. I did my back, I did my chest, I did my arms, my legs, and maybe I just don't need to do that all the time. I don't know. Maybe you guys, just use it on your arms and legs, but I feel like when you apply such a dark tanner to your body and then you don't apply it everywhere, it just is gonna look weird. So that's why I applied it everywhere. I did get the shade Ultra Dark because that was the one that they had on the shelves. They didn't have the shade dark or light, so I went with the darkest one. And you guys, this tanned me so much. This is for sure an ultra dark tanner. I do think that the tone of it is very good. I don't think that it made me orange at all, but I could see this tan on my legs, on my arms. Like, oh my gosh, I noticed it. And I was already a little bit tan, so it made me that much tanner. I can imagine the shock that you would go through if you were pale like me normally and not already like previously tan, and then you applied this. It would be a huge difference. So just keep that in mind. Make sure that you have foundations and makeup to match the skin color that you're going for, because it was definitely pretty dark. When I first applied this, it was reeking of coconut. Like, this says, coconut scent, but you guys, you smell this for days after, even after you shower and wash it off. I didn't really enjoy that. I don't like when tanners reek of tanning smell because you can just smell it on you. It bothers Chris and it bothers me because I'm like, ugh, I walk around and I feel like I'm like putting off this scent, this odor. I wasn't a huge fan of the scent, but I did notice by like day 2 or 3, it did start going away, which was nice. I just would have preferred it scentless. I don't know why they put the scent in there because it honestly makes me, it gives me a headache with how potent it is, and I don't understand why it has to be so potent. Like, why do that? Why are you doing that? Now, I will say it wasn't a bad scent. It didn't smell horrible, but it did smell very heavily fragranced of coconut and tanner. I will say the coconut overpowered the tanning smell, but I still noticed it. It was there and it was distracting, and I was excited to shower hoping that it would help, but it just didn't. So I don't know. I prefer it without a scent. So I don't know if you guys can see, but I did apply this to my hands. I applied it to my legs. You guys will see pictures here of what it looked like day 1 right after I applied it and then after I showered and how it's fading. I will say, I do notice, for example, on my hand, there's like a little line right here, you can see the tan, but then on the edges, it's starting to fade off. So I notice it. I don't think, if you saw me walking around, you would notice it, but I do. With it being an ultra dark shade, you can notice it fading in certain spots on your body. I feel like I could see it fading more than normal because it was just such a dark color. I notice when it starts, rubbing off my skin. I do wish that this lasted longer than 7 days. I think I saw a review that like this lady bought it and was reapplying it every week like it says to, and she went through it in a month. $30 for only lasting a month, that just seems insane to me. So I could only ever see myself applying this maybe right before a vacation, or applying it at most every other week, because it just was such a long process to actually apply it. And like I said, I am a beginner. I am not an avid self-tanning person. Maybe if I got better at it, I'd be faster. I think that it blended on really well. I didn't see any splotchiness or like really heavy amounts like on my elbows, my knees. It didn't look like it bunched up on certain areas. I do think that it gave me a very even tan. It didn't look patchy when I first applied it. Now, 5.5 days later, I will say that it is rubbing off, and it's definitely not as seamless as it was. But overall, I think that it did a pretty good job at doing what it was supposed to do. I did really like the color of it. I thought it was a very pretty, good, like self-tanning color for summer. But this is like dead of summer, like very, very end of summer type of darkness. So just be aware of that. If you got dark instead of ultra dark, you might have a different result. It didn't bother me how tan it made me, because I was, like I said, I was already pretty tan. So it wasn't a huge, like an insane change, but it was noticeable. See, like right here on my neck, I think it's just really hard because self-tanner, like you put your hair up and you don't even realize, like this is the first time I've seen this, but it starts to fade in certain areas and you don't really notice it until, you're in the middle of filming a video like this. So I think I just need to be better about noticing and like exfoliating as it starts coming off my body, because I want to make sure that I'm not like patchy and looking kind of weird because it's rubbing off. Like I said, I wish that this stayed on my skin longer. It just seems like a lot of work to only last 7 days, and it's 5 days and it's already starting to rub off a little bit. So like I said, I would probably use this like right before a vacation if I wanted to look really tan. I can notice on my arm right here, like the self-tanner is right here, but then when I start turning my arm, there's a line right here that it is fading. And I got my entire body. I made sure that everything was coated. So it's not me like not applying it places, because I promise you I applied it everywhere. I will say like right here on my arm, I didn't want to get it like too into my armpit. So you can see like the huge difference, and that it's like bunching up a little bit right here because this area just doesn't get a whole lot of like movement, So anyway, I'm getting a little off track. I think if you are looking for a really dark, like not orange tanner, this is a good way to go. I could never use it every week. It's just not my deal. I'm not that person that has time to apply this every single week. And I feel like for the first like 2 days, I reeked of self-tanner. So I've really only been able to enjoy this on my body for a few solid days without the super strong coconut smell. I think my opinion is I much prefer a gradual tanner that is not going to look so drastic when it fades. I think that's my thing with this, is like I can notice on my arm and like on certain spots of my body, I'm like, wow, that totally rubbed off. But then other areas look totally fine. If you're a beginner like me, I go gradual tan all the way, but the Jergens did not get me nearly as tan, like not even a quarter of the tan that I got from this. So if you're looking for a really deep, not orange, very pretty tan, this is, I think, going to be your best bet. I like that it has a color guard. I like that it was a moussey texture. I did feel like it actually hydrated my skin when I put it on. I didn't feel like I need to put another moisturizer on top, but I did anyway because I couldn't stand the smell. Definitely going to be using this again for vacations. And I did like that even though I'm not like dark, but I am much tanner than my normal usual shade. I did like that I noticed a difference. Like, I don't like buying, like investing in a tanner and then I don't really see a huge difference. You're definitely gonna see a difference with this one, which I did really like, and it made me feel very celebrity-like. Those are my thoughts on this product. Let me know if there's any other tanners that you would love me to try out, because I think, just speaking from my own experience, I'm always a little nervous to try it out. So if you want me to try out your self tanner before you do it, you let me know, because I will do it. I'll look orange for you and then I'll let you know how it is. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.